All right. Well, welcome back, everybody. It's Token D Rock. It is Wednesday, May 18th. I'm sorry I haven't uploaded in a bit over 2 weeks' time. We're back, though. I had a few things to take care of. I was getting a new job, getting trained for that, had to go see the dentist, recover from that, etc. Nonetheless, we are here, and like I predicted, things were going to go down because we got reports with the CPI, stuff like that. Huge attack on Terra Luna. But before we hop into that, let's take a look at the market. Overall, crypto market cap is sitting just under $1.25 trillion. Bitcoin dominance has inched up to 44.5%. ETH dominance sitting just above 19%. So you can see Bitcoin is struggling to hold $29,000, ETH sitting below 2K, BNB below 300, Cardano right around 50 cents, Solana around $50, Polkadot right around $10. A lot of these cryptos have been smashed as of late with the volatility in the market. Um, it isn't Monday, but because I didn't stream Monday, here is the reward for last week's Bitcoin payout. We earned $4.12 a Bitcoin. Over on Celsius, earned $3.50 of ETH over on Celsius for last week. Again, just hodling. Taking a look at the 1 minute chart, we can see that Bitcoin is kind of oscillating right around this $29,000 line of support. So you can see in the past 18 hours, Bitcoin was above $30,650 just briefly, but since then, it's come down to $29,000. It's not looking too good for the bulls personally. I think the bulls are going to inevitably be drugged down to 28.2 or like 27.5, something like that. Looking at the 1 hour chart, it's just not looking good because we are essentially retesting the zone that we were in just a few days ago, back on May 14th, right around 28,500. Pardon me, I live near an airport. 28,500 and 29,000. That is the zone that we are kind of dealing with for the time being. And it looks to be that our number five, our red number five, almost played out. What's interesting to point out, though, is that on that exact day, which was May 16th, just 2 days ago, that was the beginning of the Bitcoin conference over in El Salvador. Pretty big stuff. Again, I do not think the shakeout is over with. I do think we will go lower. How low exactly? No idea, you guys. Just shooting blanks in the dark, essentially. I think we'll go as low as maybe 20K. I think 22 to 25K is more likely, or it's more likely to be in the cards. But yeah, hopping over to Twitter, just in Jack Dorsey's blocks Bitcoin wallet. Just in Jack Dorsey blocks Bitcoin wallet and miner will create the ecosystem for a self-sovereign economy. Okay, I'm gonna close this window. Sorry, guys. I need to do this. I did not think there would be like a plane flying by every 5 minutes in the middle of the stream. All right. Sorry about that. So just in, Jack Dorsey has launched his blocks Bitcoin wallet and miner, which will create the ecosystem for a self-sovereign economy. Personally, anything this guy does, I'm a little worried about because he does not have the greatest reputation behind him. I mean, he did launch Twitter and everything, but he was involved with some biased people, to say the least. Pretty sure you guys have heard Luna's stablecoin UST got depegged just like a week or two ago. It was pretty big. It actually contributed to the massive sell-off that we saw in the market. Essentially, the UST stablecoin got depegged, and then we saw a bunch of liquidations, and a lot of people are speculating that it was a coordinated attack by some central banks and stuff, because Do Kwon was very, very open with how much Bitcoin would be required to provide liquidity for UST, etc. So now that Luna is, fractions of a penny, Do Kwon is proposing that Terra's governance has proposal 1623 to rename the existing network Terra Classic, Luna Classic, and rebirth a new Terra blockchain, and Luna is now live. So people are now voting on this today. Just to take a look at this, these are some Terra builders that are supporting the proposal by Do Kwon and Terra Luna. If the proposal is successful, a final snapshot will be taken of the Terra Classic network at block 7,790,000, and a new network will be born. Make your voice, cast your vote. Excited for this future and looking forward to rebuilding with the community. I think it is very unfortunate that this took place with Luna and UST. Again, we don't really know for certain whether it was by Citadel or big banks, central banks and stuff like that involved in essentially liquidating UST. And basically, I don't know. I'm not trying to point fingers, but a lot of people are indeed pointing the finger at big banks, something like Citadel or BlackRock or whatever. Because like we discussed earlier, Do Kwon was super clear on how much Bitcoin would be required to provide liquidity. So trying to salvage the ship. Personally, I didn't own too many Luna. I owned, I believe, 3 before the crash, and now I own 5 because I dumbly decided to buy at like $25 and then one at like 15. Now it's fractions of a penny, so probably will never see that money again, but I'm just glad I didn't dump hundreds or thousands of dollars into the project. I put maybe like at max like $300 or something, nothing earth shattering. But some people are really feeling the pain with this. There were people talking about how they bet their house and the farm on Luna. Speaking of stable coins, Justin Sun from Tron talks USDD stablecoin in wake of Luna/UST unravel. The controversial crypto entrepreneur explains how an algorithmic stablecoin can still succeed while denying rumors he was behind the depegging of Terra's failed UST. So basically, this article is talking about how he didn't anticipate Terra's stablecoin UST to depeg just a week after his own stablecoin or algorithmic stablecoin USDD launched. Basically, they're saying late April, Sun announced the blockchain founded Tron would be creating its own algorithmic stablecoin USDD. Project drew criticism for its likeness to this Terra stablecoin UST, which until past week was the largest decentralized stablecoin by market capitalization. In a Lehman Brothers-like moment for crypto markets, UST lost its peg to the US dollar on Tuesday, catalyzing a painful death spiral that all but wiped out the $30 billion Terra ecosystem, including once white-hot Luna token. A wave of extreme fear among traders led to steep declines across all cryptocurrencies. The contagion appears to have briefly spread to other stablecoins, including Tether's USDT, the Wave's blockchain ecosystem's Neutrino USD or USDN. But Sun is still optimistic. I still believe in algorithmic stablecoins, he told CoinDesk in a Zoom interview, which was scheduled before any of the market turmoil surfaced. Sun's stablecoin would maintain its peg by minting slash burning process that would convert one USDD to $1 worth of TRX, native token of the Tron blockchain. Conversely, $1 worth of TRX could be burned to mint 1 USDD. Personally, I think it was indeed a coordinated attack by the big banks, the big institutions, because as we've heard many times before, starting last year, we heard Janet Yellen and many other big institutional figures talking about stable coins and how they need to be regulated and such. So what other perfect opportunity than to show that these stable coins can be depegged and at the drop of a hat, and thus create the perfect scenario for government to step in, provide regulation. And personally, I think stable coins are essentially the government's form of crypto. They're going to dominate that space with CBDCs. It's going to be an extension of welfare. The worrying aspect of this whole ordeal is because over on Twitter, Luke Rutkowski posted this. We have the slippery slope fallacy. We have shadow bans over on Twitter, and people are getting really heated about people getting unbanned, whether it's the former president of the United States, DJT, or, someone like Alex Jones, etc. So what this is showing you is shadow bans lead to fact checking, which we already see on Facebook all the time, along with Instagram. Oh, your post is missing some information, blah blah blah, which leads to Ministry of Truth, which is actually something the Biden administration has launched very recently. Then we have next step is digital ID. We are totally headed towards that. And ultimately, the last step is you ending up like an NPC and social credit scores for everyone. Not looking too good. In other news, the reason why this is bad is because social credit scores essentially you start posting some misinformation as the government deems it or whatever institution deems it misinformation. Well, your social credit score gets knocked down, kind of like that Black Mirror episode where if you don't have a particular score, you can't go in particular store, you can't partake in a particular activity, etc. Not very good, very dystopian. And then what I kind of found funny was this guy, Mr. Trudeau, a guy who basically froze people's bank accounts over donating as little as $20 to a peaceful protest over in Ottawa, mind you. This guy, the guy who's terrified of loud truck horns, is now visiting an active war zone over in Ukraine. Makes zero sense, but hey, he's got to show his allegiance, right? Look at this. Freedom Convoy truckers were right. Judge rules protest legal. While it looks like the truckers in Canada may just get the last laugh after a judge ruled in their favor that their protest was completely legal. It appears they will be suing the city of Ottawa, just like they should, because it's disgusting what happened, guys. People who were peacefully protesting, trying to express how they feel towards certain policies that the government was enacting and enforcing, were ultimately swept off the streets, no questions asked. And now we're finding out that their protest was 100% legal. So, what Trudeau and those piggies, if you want to call them that, what they did was very illegal. That protest was fully legal. And so, what they did was a huge overreach of power. In other news, we have Mr. Gates talking about his new book, How to Prevent the Next Pandemic, is available now. Proceeds will be donated to partners in health in memory of Dr. Paul Farmer, who inspired the world with his commitment to saving lives. Kind of interesting because this guy predicted COVID some 4 or 5 years ahead of time, talked about how certain countries should make preparations. His warnings were largely ignored, almost like he knew something, but who knows? And kind of ironic that he's saying It's tragic if conspiracies about me are keeping people from getting a particular medical procedure. No, buddy, you're doing that yourself because you're buying up medical procedures that would normally be going to third world countries that can't afford these procedures. You're buying them up in the truckloads because it's all about money to people like him and many other people. So, just something to keep in the back of your brain. Look at this. This is just over a year ago. He disagreed with sharing the recipe for these medical procedures, but it doesn't mean he's refusing to expand production in developing countries. Again, guys, it's clown world we live in because we were told that if we all just get this medical procedure, C19 will just vanish into thin air. If that were the truth, Billy Boy, you would be giving out these medical procedures left and right like it's free candy to all these poor countries. But instead, you're going to milk that cash cow like the asshole that you are. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel about this guy. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel about it. In other news, just 2 days ago, 32 central banks and 12 financial authorities, a total of 44 countries, met in El Salvador to discuss financial inclusion, digital economy, banking the unbanked, the Bitcoin rollout, and its benefits in our country. Now, this is the long list of central banks as well as financial authorities. Banco Central de São Tomé e Príncipe. I totally butchered that. Sorry. Banco Central de Paraguay, Banco Nacional de Angola, Bank of Ghana, Bank of Namibia. I'm sorry, Bank of Uganda, Banque Centrale de República de Guinea, Banque Centrale de Madagascar, Banque de República de Haiti. I'm butchering it, guys. I'm sorry. I'm half gringo. Banque de República de Burundi, Central Bank of Eswatini. I'm going to have to edit this. Ministry of Finance of Eswatini, Central Bank of Jordan, Central Bank of the Gambia, Comisión Nacional de Bancos y Seguros de Honduras, Dirección General, Dirección General de Trusor. I'm not gonna go through all these, but you get the idea. These are for the most part pretty small countries that aren't the big names on the chessboard like the UK, the US, Germany, etc. But these are the countries that are being devastated the most by the policies that are being implemented by the Federal Reserve, etc. So while the dollar strengthens, and we're here in the US kind of happy about that, other countries around the world are experiencing inflation like they've never seen before. And so there's going to be more and more countries that are going to attend conferences like this one, the one that was held in El Salvador, because they want to unbank themselves from the system that is being used worldwide by the IMF. These poor countries get poorer and poorer and poorer decade after decade because they have to take out a new loan, and because inflation occurs, that loan is never fully repaid, meaning they go for another loan. It just repeats and repeats and repeats generation after generation. So you're having countries like El Salvador step up to the plate, and they're like, hey, we have already dealt with some of this BS. We've already dealt with some of this FUD from the IMF and etc. So let us show you the way. Let us show you why Bitcoin is so promising. You don't like that your citizens are paying anywhere from 20 to 40% remittance fees just for sending some money halfway across the country because Western Union wants them to pay 20 to 40% in fees? Get out of here. Start using the Bitcoin Lightning Network, It's really that simple. Not a spokesperson for Bitcoin or the Bitcoin Lightning Network, but they can sell it as simple as that. And so many people will hop on board. Not to mention, you have El Salvador using using its volcanoes to mine Bitcoin. I guarantee you some of these other countries will have similar means of mining Bitcoin. And that's contributes to the whole, oh, well, Bitcoin's actually not so bad for the environment because you can mine it off renewables. It's not like what Elizabeth Warren last year was talking about, how, oh, Bitcoin is so bad for the environment, blah, 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 blah. Talking the usual FUD talking points when it comes to Bitcoin. Look at this. Central bankers and financial regulators from 44 countries enjoy their second day of talks about financial inclusion, banking the unbanked, and Bitcoin adoption and at Bitcoin Beach and in El Salvador. So it's pretty cool, guys. Slowly but surely, I think we're going to see the dominoes fall. It's only a matter of time. People are starting to wake up that inflation's not a joke. It's something they need to take like a bull from the horns and, you know, handle that. Do something about it. Because at the end of the day, you are the only secure of your future. The government's not going to do it. Your best buddy's not going to do it. So what do you have to do? You have to take advantage of the situation and invest. Look forward. Now I'm going to release a video tomorrow talking about my portfolio and how I'm going to be allocating my cash moving forward, because I think we are going to go a little bit lower from where we are right now. How low, I don't know. Time will tell, but I'm going to start playing it a bit more conservative with my buys. I know I've said that many, many times before, but I'm getting even more conservative. I'll make a detailed video on that tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. So please check that out when it drops. If you're over on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell to be notified when we go live next. I'm sorry, I've been away for 2 weeks. Just had some other things to attend to, but we are back and hoping to upload 3 to 4 times a week on a regular basis. And I've got some links down below as well for you guys to check out, so please do so. You can earn up to $25 in free Bitcoin by depositing $100 over on the Voyager app with my link. And within a few weeks, you get $25 free Bitcoin, no questions asked. You can earn $10 USD by depositing and trading $100 over in Binance US. Your boy gets some kickback from that too, so it's a win-win. If you'd like to stack some Satoshis on everyday purchases, please go sign up for the Bitcoin BlockFi Visa Signature Rewards card. Essentially earn up to 3% back in Bitcoin on every purchase for your first 3 months. Afterwards, the reward goes down to 1.5%. But let me tell you guys, these Satoshis, whether it's a few thousand, 10,000, 100,000, a million Satoshis, those Satoshis are going to count in the long run, because more and more people moving forward are going to realize that Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation. Bitcoin is a better alternative to the current monetary system that we know and use. Bitcoin is the financial future. That about does it for today's video, guys. Hope to see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Until then, take care and invest wisely. Bye.